Hi, dear friend and friends. Amir speaking to you, and I'm making this video today because I want to speak about something very important to me, very significant on many levels. It's also very emotional. And this video is going to be uncut. There's no edit because this is a different format, right? I'm sitting here in my guitar room basically, and I want to talk to you about something. And I want to talk to you about a very special person that I met some time ago, and since then I've had only amazing experiences. And it's my dear friend Ben Woods, who recently and very sadly passed away way too early. And not only his family, of course, and closest friends, but also a huge part of the international guitar community was very saddened by his loss and his surprising, fast and early loss. Um, I met, well, I didn't, I have to go back when it comes to talking about Ben because, we've been in touch for quite some years, and but I live in Malaga and he lives in Long Beach, and then when he moved eventually to Seattle. Um, so the first time I connected with him was when I was in Minneapolis, and that was probably 2015 or so. I really don't remember. It was a long time ago, and I was sitting there. I had rehearsals. I had a gig going on. I was there for 5 weeks, and one day I was sitting at the apartment of a dear friend of mine, Tommy Dates, is a bass player, and he had recorded on some of Ben's. I don't know if it was Flamenco albums or something, one of those songs. And so he knew him. He was a dear friend, and we were listening to some of the music at that moment in the apartment. And he said, "Do you know him?" I was like, "Well, I know him, but I've never spoken to him." It's like, "I'm going to call him." So Tommy calls Ben, and Ben picks up, and they talk for a while, and then he just says, "Amir is here. He wants to say hi." And then he handed the phone over to me, and we started speaking with each other, talking to each other, and I immediately could find how special Ben was. The way, the respectful and caring way and warm-hearted way he was talking to me um, was really overwhelming just on the phone. And I immediately got the vibe of Ben and what he was all about as a person and a musician. It was really that conversation. Um, I always had that conversation in my memories. And, as time went on, of course, I found so many more things about Ben, and then we hadn't communicated until a couple of years later, I guess. Here and then, private messages here and there. And so I I get this message by Ben that he's saying he was going on tour. That was 2018, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows better. It was 2018, and he was part of the Steve Stevens band, and they had a Europe tour. And I was living in Madrid at the time, so Ben told me, "Look, our last show of the tour is going to be in Madrid at this great club, and I want you to come over. It would be great to meet." And that was just great. I said, "Of course, that would be beautiful." And so me and my wife, we go to the concert and we enjoy the concert. And after the show, we had the meet and greet, and we were just hanging out backstage and connecting. It was a beautiful, really beautiful evening. And and then at some point we had to leave. Of course, we said, "No, come on, let's stay in touch and just be aware of what each one of us is doing." And that was that. So in 2019. Me and my wife, we decided to go to the NAMM show in Anaheim, and I knew he was performing there for Ortega Guitars, and he doing some gigs over there. So I said, that's great. We're going to connect again. And so a year later, basically, we connect again at the NAMM, and very busy. Everyone is involved in so many business conversations and meetings, but still, we took the time to meet there, and it was great to see him again. And as I said, we always kept in touch through um, online messages, social media, whatever. And here and there is a phone call. And I would follow his videos, he would follow mine or comment or whatever it was, you know. It was a very respectful relationship on an artistic level and also on a personal level. And so time passes, and I think it was 2000, what was it, 2020, summer. Um, he came to Spain and with his girlfriend and life partner for the last 16 years with Arlene. And so they came over to Spain and they were doing a beautiful journey through Spain and especially through Andalusia. And at some point he said, you know, it would be great if we could meet. So I said, yeah, come over, come to our house. And he came, well, both came to visit. So me, my wife, and then both, we had a beautiful day here at my house, you know. And we had great food. We're having lots of fun, great conversations. And we also were playing, of course, some guitars. And you know, he checked some of my guitars, and he had brought one of his guitars. And so we were just having a great time. And in the evening, it was getting late in the evening, and we were jamming. And he was jamming on this guitar here. And then he let me play it, and he let me try it. And I said, "How do you like it?" I was like, "Wow!" I was overwhelmed. You know, I said, "That's really cool." And so this is one of Ben's Nylocaster prototypes, the ones that he used to play in the beginning. And these like that, you know, with that headstock, you know, with a kind of a V, you know, symbolizing the V. These were never sold, I guess. I don't know about that, but these were, you know, that was the guitar that he had been using in the beginning. And he said, you know, if you like the guitar and you make a video for me, it's yours. You see how simple and straightforward and honest he was. You know, I was overwhelmed. You know, no one ever had said something like that to me. You know, just like, here you go, it's yours. Just make a video, I'll be happy. And of course, you know, I did the video, and this guitar, this particular guitar, you know, you guys know by now, these are the Nylocaster guitars, which is a Stratocaster shaped guitar with nylon strings. And so this guitar has been on tour in a lot of amazing and important capitals of Europe. When touring with the World of Hans Zimmer project, I was part of as a soloist. And so this guitar came on tour, and you know, I would send him some pictures now and then, and he would love it, and he was thankful also for it. And for me, it was just out of respect and care and love for my friend and for such a great artist. You know, not only a gifted guitarist and musician, but such a creative mind, and also such an amazing painter. And you know, he used to do back then so many designs for all those great metal bands, which we all know, and designs for the t-shirts and things like that. So he was a multitasked artist, you know, a very complete artist, and such a loving person and such a respectful person. And so this guitar ended up being here, and you know, okay, I started using it, you know, and so that was for me like a sign of, like, you know, that's amazing. And time went on, and after that, his idea was, of course, you know, to come back, and he was telling me about his new designs, about the Nylocasters, and that he was improving things, you know, different measures, changing, you know, adding a volume knob, or here and there also adding a whammy bar, a tremolo. And he would always, you know, ask me or send me pictures or whatever, you know, what do you think of this? And look how this guitar looks like, and the prototype of the new series and things like that. It was just amazing. For me, it was already nice to be a part of his path in that way, that he would send out some pictures and share his work with me. So what happened next was, you know, of course, he said, you know, I'm not feeling so well. I've got to take care of things, you know, and I'm going to move on, move up to Seattle. So he moved up to Seattle basically to be again surrounded more by his parents, his family, and but of course in the beginning I didn't know what was happening. So I said, okay, you know, it just needs a time off, whatever, you know, Long Beach and all those years around LA. So maybe they were too busy. It's good to have a change in your life. And eventually, after more weeks and more conversations, he shared with me that he was ill, basically, and so. But he said I'm being taken care of, and I'm taken care of, and he said I'm taking care of my situation. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. I'm putting everything from my side, and you know, I mean, I was very confident. You know, we had positive conversations and messages, WhatsApp messages, where even when he recorded a video, he would still speak in a very calm and positive, with a very calm and positive attitude, with a certain concern on his face, but always with that positive attitude. And so were my encouraging messages also. I believed in the positive outcome of his illness. And that went on, and once in a while he would just give me a quick update about how he was doing, and I could tell, and I mean we all could tell that it was going worse. And then, you know, finally I really want to stick to the beautiful memories I have of Ben, and those 2 or 3 times we met, but which were so intense that when he left us, when I saw his last video asking everyone for prayers and sending healing vibes, that hit me very hard, because that's when we were all confronted with his immediate reality at the time, and it was his, you know, his last weeks, so to say. And of course you kind of knew that something was going to happen, but you never prepared for it. And then his the news about his passing, of course, hit me strongly, and I was very sad, and you know, I was crying and I was mourning, and those moments, I mean, there's no words to express, because it's just, you know, just feel the sadness and let it pass, and let it, you know, just go through you and assimilate what has happened. In the months before, and you know, in the time before, even when he was still feeling better, at some point he said, "Oh man, you know, we need to get you another Nylocaster. This new series is really great, and it would be lovely and great if you could have one. And maybe I can come again to Spain, and I can give it to you personally." And that was the idea, basically, to say, well, yeah, of course, it would be great if you come again, visit, stay here, and that way we meet again, you know, and you just bring your guitar and we see how it goes. And of course that never happened, right? And of course it was not something I was focused on, but I'm just mentioning this. That was like something we had kind of agreed on, you know. It was in the air of him coming back to Spain, have a nice trip here, and bringing one of his guitars so I could check it out. And then that happened, you know, then he unfortunately passed away. So, you know, from here, I was able, from the distance, to participate, at least, you know, be online, at the online connection for his memorial through the Zoom link. And we could be also listening to all the other friends who were at that memorial. And it was just great to hear all these stories that all these friends shared, and that made me know Ben even more and better, because of course so many things you don't speak about or you don't know about a person. You know, each relationship between two people is so different from other two people's relationship with each other. And one day, I don't remember now if it was before the memorial or after. I can't can't recall now. Anyway, I get a short email by Ernie Woods, which is Ben's father, and he said, Ben Woods wanted to send you a Nilocaster, so please give me your address. And that email was very strong. That hit me right here. It was really. I never thought that he was so meticulous. Well, I didn't know that he was. I mean, I should have guessed. He was so meticulous until the end, from what I could see. At some point he just told me, send me your address or let me know shipping things. But then it never happened. But so his dad comes and writes me the email, saying that he wants to send me Ben's guitar, and so I gave it to him, and that was early November, or when was it? Midst of this October, or I don't remember. Time flies by. Sorry, bear with me. Basically, they send it, then it gets to customs here in Spain. I had to fill out all these forms and submit so many documents, for customs to make sure that this that it's not an item that I had purchased. And so I submit everything, and then silence for many days, many weeks. I call, is there a problem? No, everything is okay, but you still need 2 or 3 more documents. So I make sure to submit those documents on time, because I didn't want the package to get sent back. If you don't pay the import tax here in Spain, after a certain time the package just gets rejected, and basically it would have been sent back to the US, and I didn't want this. This would have been horrible for the family and everything. So I made sure to make everything clear on my end, and so that took another while. And just today the package has arrived, and it's right here, and it's still freshly. I just got it a couple of just before doing this video, and I decided to record all of this because I think it's Ben deserves that I share this with you, and that why this guitar is here, and about the story of this guitar, and about the story of Ben. So I'm just going to take, here's the card box. He had it all thought out. He was a professional. He has even Nilocaster print on his card boxes, and he was a very, very special guy. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm not going to fast forward anything here, just real-time opening. And I don't know what guitar is in there. I know it's an Nilocaster, of course, but so we're all going to see what this guitar is about. Wow, it's a beautiful case, beautiful soft case. I didn't expect this beautiful. So you see it's a, wow, Nilocaster, isn't that amazing? Everything he's been improving all these years and taking care of his brand, and improving every little detail. That's just amazing. Beautiful, beautiful case. I always like to start opening up other compartments and see if there are certain things. So here, wow, he even puts a string set by Ernie Ball, which I love, of course. And these are the nylon classic ball ends, because they have a ball at the end, so they don't slip through the holes of the bridge. And here you have just the tremolo arm, the tremolo bar, and some keys and some tools to adjust whatever you need on the guitar. And let's see what is in here. Wow. Oh my God. I am absolutely speechless. That is just one of the most significant gifts I think I've received in my life. Among one of the most important and significant gifts, because you don't expect this to happen, and receiving such a beauty by a beautiful friend is a very strong message. Ben, I want to thank you for this beautiful gift, wherever you are, and I will cherish that instrument. I will take care of it like a treasure, and I will make music with it, and each note is going to be a tribute to you. Thank you.